What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Sure to like and sub, and let's get into this. First, Happy New Year. I hope this 2025 is a banger, and I hope that the video games that come out are also equally as bangy. You get the idea. I hope we get some really good video games this year. We got some last year. Obviously, there was the Black Myth Wukongs and the Stellar Blades, and I'm gonna go out and say it. I thought the Indiana Jones and the Great Circle was a great game that I was playing. But by and large, aside from some other ones like Marvel Rivals and such, we didn't really get all that much. And we've been playing older games. And if you're lucky enough to have a Steam account, which I realize I've had mine for 20 years. Yeah, I got the little green badge and everything. That means I have a lot of games in my account, a lot of games that, one, I've never played, and a lot of games that almost all of them clearly are 1 to 7 years or older. Before we get into what Steam has just found out, I'd like to point out that in July, we saw that this is what happens when you constantly have Steam sales. $19 billion worth of unplayed games are just sitting there on our Steam libraries. You see, it said when the Steam summer sale is in full swing and games in the deep discount section are offered at 90 or even 95% off, that has led us all to buy a lot of video games. A study here conducting says that $19 billion worth of unplayed Steam games. You can see the way they got to that number is only 10% of all registered Steam accounts globally. 73 million, according to Steam ID Finder, are public. Upon looking at the 73 million in their database, they discovered approximately 1.9 billion worth of games that had been bought, are never even played once. Multiplying this figure by 10 to loosely cover the non-public Steam profiles concludes an estimated total of 19 billion in unplayed games. And that's just the unplayed ones, and those, God knows how long they are. I got a bunch of games for like $1.99, $3, $4. And that brings us to this one. We talked about it briefly on the stream yesterday, but only 15% of playtime is even spent on new releases being last year. Well, in this point, last year in 2024. So here we go. Steam did their 2024 Steam replay. Custom reporting for each account that shares how many games were played, how many achievements were unlocked, and the longest login streaks, and how it all compares to the previous year. And then they break it down into different graphics. So you can see here under classic games. So 24% of us are playing classic games. The percentage of playtime you had in releases from 8 or more years ago. 37% of playtime spent on all Steam users released from 8 or more. 37% of the people are playing games from 8 or more years ago. I myself, when I asked Gooch on stream, he was playing like Arkham Origins. I'm routinely playing when I'm not stuck in VR. I'm routinely playing like Red Dead Redemption or the Arkham trilogy or Deus Ex or something like that. You could see here 76%, the majority of people on Steam are playing games that are 1 to 7 years ago. Recent favorites. 47% of playtime by all Steam users releases from the last 1 to 7 years. Yeah, geez. Okay. 0% of people for new releases. That was last year. This year, 15%. Jesus. So yeah, and as said in the article, only 15% of players are even playing games in 2024. Those games were few or far between, but obviously had a lot of public failures. Key amongst them, obviously, the Concords and Dustborns, which were never going to be big hits, but because they were pushed so hard, their failure was bigger. Dragon Age the Veilguard, to me, has to be the biggest failure, something we have still seen yet to reach 90,000 players on Steam, barely sold 3 million units. And as we found out from the executive producer here from Assassin's Creed, it takes like 20 million units or some ridiculous number to really see profitability, and they barely hit 3. If they had hit 10 or 15, we would have been in the breaking even point. They didn't even do that. No DLC for them because they're going to be focusing on Bioware. So understandable that everyone is playing older games, and even they understand it. As you can see here, when he was talking about Assassin's Creed, he explained there's so much to offer. When you come out with an Assassin's Creed game, you're not only competing against the competition, you're competing against your own back catalog. So if you've released a hit game like Assassin's Creed Odyssey and you come out with a new game, your old game is 6 years old. but you can have it for $20. So the $80 game that I came out with better be very, very good because of that catalog that's widely accessible. And that's hilarious because the Assassin's Creed franchise was like 95% off. So yes, you can go back and play the good ones like the Ezio trilogy or Black Flag or Assassin's Creed 3. Hell, I'd even take Rogue over anything we got going on. And really, this all comes down to this. And yeah, he did do this, calling on all gamers not to buy AAA games. This was back in March, I believe, or was it April? Either way, yeah, with very few exceptions, the Space Marines, Black Myth Wukong, Stellar Blades, those type of things, we need to not be buying games. If there's any sort of pronoun, any sort of forced wokeness, any sort. If you have a very good gameplay with people that put some progressive elements in there, it's because they really wanted to do it and it all jives and blah, 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 and it doesn't throw you out. Hey, good for you. Good for you. Okay, but that's not what's happening. So, and just a reminder, your Grumps here saying, I made a plan with everyone in March to take down DEI and AAA gaming, specifically targeting Ubisoft, point out wokeness, reach out to YouTubers, and number 2 years of non-buying woke AAA games. Are you feeling the impact yet? We've got more in 2025. Yeah, Forspoken, Awakening, Dustborn, Dragon Age, Avowed, which is coming out, which I think is going to be the new Dragon Age, Star Wars Outlaws, and Concord. Anyway, let me know what you think about this. He did mention specifically targeting Ubisoft, and well, stocks aren't doing well over at Ubisoft, so I think that's our next video. Either way, Happy New Year. Love to have you here. Can't wait to see what this year brings. All hail the Cabal. All hail the chat. Love the Fellowship and the 199. You guys are great, and we will talk to you soon.
Well,
this is the year where I say, if you make sure to like, share, and sub. If you've done that, thank you. If you're gonna do that, thank you. And
well, bye.